Hello everyone, it's Ahmed Nasser here, and welcome back to another story in our financial journey. In our last video, we got to know the balance sheet family, who showed us a company's overall health by listing its assets, liabilities, and equity. Now, it's time to meet a new family, the income statement family. They tell us the story of how a business makes and spends money over a period of time, step by step. So find a cozy spot, settle in, and let's go on a journey with the income statement family as they reveal how a company earns its profits, piece by piece. Once upon a time, there was a family called the income statement. They worked together in a series of steps, helping the business understand how money flows in and out from the very first sale to the final profit. Our story begins with the head of the family, sales revenue. Sales revenue is all the money the company earns from selling its products or services. Imagine it as a stream of money coming in, representing all the hard work put into bringing customers what they need. But to make those sales, the company had to spend money to create those products or provide those services. This is where cost of goods sold steps in. Cost of goods sold represents the direct costs, the materials and labor that go into producing what the company sells. When we take sales revenue and subtract cost of goods sold, we are left with gross profit. Gross profit is a big milestone in the story. It shows what's left over after covering the basic costs of making the product. It's the first sign of what the company actually earns beyond those production costs. Now, with gross profit in hand, we move to the next part of the family, operating expenses. These are the costs needed to keep the business running, separate from the actual product costs. Operating expenses has two key members, selling expenses and administrative expenses. Selling expenses covers everything involved in promoting and delivering the product, like marketing, advertising, and shipping costs. Imagine it as the family's investment in reaching customers and ensuring they know about the product. Administrative expenses, on the other hand, takes care of internal operations, the office, the utilities, the salaries for staff working behind the scenes, and more. These expenses keep the wheels turning inside the business. When we add up selling and administrative expenses, we get the total operating expenses. And when we subtract operating expenses from gross profit, we reach income from operations. Income from operations is a key step in the story. It shows how much the business earns from its main activities after covering the cost of production and everyday running expenses. But the journey doesn't stop there. Sometimes the company earns or loses money from other sources, outside its regular operations. This brings us to other revenues and gains. These represent any extra income the company might earn, like investment income or profit from selling an unused asset. However, life isn't always smooth. There can also be other expenses and losses, which cover unexpected costs like legal fees or losses from selling an asset at a lower price than expected. These can affect the final earnings too. When we add other revenues and gains to income from operations and subtract other expenses and losses, we arrive at income before income tax. This number shows how much the business has earned before paying its share to the government. Finally, it's time to pay income tax, the amount owed to the government based on the company's earnings. After we subtract income tax, we reach the grand finale, net income. Net income is the ultimate reward, the true profit that the company keeps after covering all its expenses. And so, every member of the family plays a part in reaching this final reward. Together, they walk the path from sales revenue all the way to net income, telling a clear story of the company's earnings and spending. And that's the story of the income statement family. I hope this story helped you understand how each component of the income statement plays a role in reaching the final profit. From sales and costs to taxes and net income, every part has an important job to do in telling the company's financial story. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the income statement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you want more stories like this on accounting and Excel. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next video.